like this one.
I appreciate you can't talk too much about what happens in Avengers Endgame, so I want to talk about trailers. So in the Infinity War trailer, there are some shots that aren't in the movie, and we'll soon find out if that's the case for Endgame. But can you sort of talk us through the process of misdirects in trailers?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately at the end of the day, all we're trying to do is, we have... Endgame's a very tough movie to promote because any footage you show from it is going to have context for an extremely savvy fan base, and ultimately at the end of the day, I think there's a really intense minority that loves finding out spoilers and figuring out what's going to happen ahead of time. But I think there's a very large majority of people that would like to not know heading into a theater, and they don't want to spend 6 weeks not going on the internet. So our job as filmmakers, we feel, is to zealously protect the secrets of the movie so the people who want to have the fresh experience going into the theater can have it. So that's how we address trailers and alterations in trailers.
Now, everyone loves a good fan theory, but what's your favourite wrong fan theory from either Infinity War or Endgame that's either been so ridiculous or something you wish you would have put in yourself?
Well, that would have to be Thanos. Are you familiar with that one?
The Ant-Man one?
Yes, the Ant-Man one.
Have you heard the song?
Yes,
song
right.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
This has inspired its own cultural movement, Thanos. Yeah, it's...
Had that idea come around just a little earlier, it would have been a very different movie.
Would have solved Infinity War really quickly.
Yeah. You filmed Infinity War and Endgame back to back. Was there anything you changed after seeing the fan reaction to Infinity War for Endgame, or was everything very much locked in?
It's pretty much locked in. We had written the ending to Endgame before we even shot Infinity War, so we knew exactly where we were going. And, I think we just, we knew there was going to be a reaction to what we did at the end of Infinity War. We didn't know it was going to be that big of a reaction. So, we were prepared for it. And I think that, the most interesting aspect of that was that, of Infinity War was that, heroes lost in a really large-scale movie for the first time in a long time, and that provides pretty interesting character exploration for Endgame.
What's next for you guys? Are Marvel keeping you around, or is this sort of your Endgame as well?
It's our Endgame as well, at least for now. I mean, we don't have any plans to make any more Marvel movies. It certainly may come up in the future at some point. We have a wonderful working relationship with them and a great passion for what they're doing. But we are going to shift gears and direct a much smaller movie this summer with Tom Holland called Cherry, which is a sort of loosely based on a real story about a veteran of the Iraq War who is suffering from PTSD, gets prescribed OxyContin to deal with that, and ends up developing a heroin addiction, and then ends up robbing banks to sort of keep sustaining his heroin addiction. And it's very much an examination of the opioid crisis that's happening in the United States right now, which is sort of this terrible social cataclysm that's happening. So.
I think I've got time for one quick final question. Just a ballpark figure. How many people at this moment know about the Endgame ending?
I think, there's a lot of technicians at the end that had to work on the movie, sound department, and color timing, visual effects.
Did you film fake endings?
We did not.
No, we didn't. I know there's that story going around. I'm sure.
I think Mark Ruffalo thinks we filmed fake endings, but we just try.
Maybe we just told Mark.
We do every day on set with Mark. We put a blindfold on him. We spin him around real fast, and we take the blindfold off.
There's a group of people who
shove him in.
Who know about the ending. Yeah. There's a group of people who know about the ending, though.
There is. There's certainly a bunch of technicians that know about it.
Yeah, there's probably a couple hundred people that know. Clearly, when you get to the end of the movie and you see the thousands of names go by, it's because it took that many people to make the movie. Yeah.